Just introduce myself. My name's Matthew Gill. I am the GM of Engineering for Calix Ventures, and I've worked for the company coming up 11 years. As GM of Engineering, I oversee all the engineering disciplines within the company, supporting all the business lines, both within Calix and the subsidiaries as much as we can. I ended up joining Calix because after travelling through Europe for 6 months after university, I came back and unfortunately crashed my car. Needing some cash, I got an email from one of my colleagues here, Simon Thompson, that Calix was looking for some engineers, and applied and was fortunate enough to get the job. The most rewarding part of my job is knowing that now that I have young kids, that we're working towards making the earth a sustainable place for them to live and grow and develop themselves in. What motivates me at work each day is the drive to win. As an engineer, I need to understand and need to really get into the nitty-gritty of each problem and make sure that I solve it. And so coming to work with all these global sustainability issues, I just need to solve them, want to get it done. The favourite part of my job is watching the team grow and develop. We have a unique opportunity here within Calix and Lilac to tackle problems that are fundamental to the existence of humanity on Earth. And watching the team tackle the problems and grow, develop and provide solutions to the industries out there, it's just rewarding. I describe my team as super intelligent, super driven individuals, which probably comes across as contained chaos from an outside perspective with no sort of alignment, but really they are working at 150% efficiency towards the one goal that they're going to achieve. Culture at Calix is quite unique. It's a challenge the boundaries and work together, push yourselves to make sure that we are achieving the best of our ability with lots of support for everyone, each individual person. There's no one weakest link in the chain. Everyone's holding together at the same level. When I think of the Calix values, the teamwork drives me. We can only achieve the big task we have ahead of us by working together and making sure that we can hit all the problems together to provide a solution for all these industries. I've been very well supported at Calix. I started with the company when it was a nice small startup, and through that rapid growth period, there's been a lot of support from upper management. There's no hierarchical system. Everyone's seen and accepted at the same level. There's no dumb idea. It's really, really nice to see, and it's great to come into work every day and see the smiles on everyone's face as a result. Something about me that's probably not immediate apparent. While I do work for an environmentally conscious company, I do love my 1980s Fiats, which are renowned for not being the most environmentally friendly. But there is a passion from a young kid in me that saw them and loved them. And while I do take them out occasionally, it's to reward myself for the good work that we're doing. As for inspiration, there's no one that necessarily drives all my inspiration. I think there's a lot of stories out there that you get told by people on the street that you don't understand what hardships everyone goes through. The one thing that does drive me is trying to ensure that people in the future don't have to experience similar hardships. The idea that we all work and live in harmony is a brilliant vision and dream to live towards. Yeah, I did always want to be an engineer from a very young age. Clearly my brain clicks in that way, and while at school, yes, I wasn't potentially the best student. I was a bit distracted because it wasn't the most challenging. I did decide to become a mechanic until I went to a university open day and saw that I could build a race car while getting an engineering degree. So I went down that path in the end and basically became the person I was born to be, I guess.